Social psychology is simply fascinating. With a lot of questions to answer comes a lot of theories behind human behavior and why we make certain decisions, judgments, or comparisons. This video is going to give you an overview of social psychology and a personal interview to further add in our knowledge about social psychology.
So first off, what is social psychology? Let's start with a brief definition of social psychology. It is the study of how humans behave and interact with each other, mainly in specific situations. So psychologists in this field believe that all behavior takes place in a social context. By looking at society's influence on the individual, we can then begin to understand the inner workings of the mind and why certain decisions are made.
Hello, my name is Mika D. Rances. I am 23 years old. I finished my Bachelor of Science in Psychology at Dominican College of Santa Rosa, where I am now also currently working as the guidance designate. I am also actively pursuing my Master of Arts in Psychology with specialization in Clinical Psychology at the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila.
Can you define social psychology?
Social psychology is a branch of psychology that studies about how our thoughts, our feelings, our motivation, our behaviors, and even personality are influenced by our social relationships, our social norms, and our social influences.
What attributes does social psychologists should have?
I think it is important for social psychologists to be curious and observant, since you are observing the group dynamics of the people around you. Next also is to be objective. So in order to make accurate observations, you have to remove any pre-existing bias or prejudice that you have towards a particular group of people. And of course, we need emotional stability so that we do not take our clients' problems along with us outside the work.
What was your best experiences?
So I think one of the best practices that I was able to utilize from social psychology right now as a guidance designate is observation. So there was this time, because I do routine interviews of the students. So there was this student who particularly stood out to me. So he was very hyper, he was very talkative. And then I thought something might be behaviorally wrong with him. So in order to confirm this, I also observed him outside the classroom, outside this office, and then I also asked his teachers and advisor regarding his behavior. Is he different alone? Is he different in class? And then is he different with other people that he does not know as well?
What was your challenges and limitations?
So I think one of the challenges and limitations that I have as a guidance designate is that I stay here at the guidance office for the most part. So I don't really get to see the students interact on a daily basis. So I only have a brief overview about them, and I only get to see them really during events where they all gather in the same area. So usually my knowledge about the students are only very brief, and I only have generalizations about specific batches of students.
What advice can you give to those people that might need the help of a social psychologist?
Advice that I would give for individuals who might want to seek an advice of a social psychologist is that to not be hesitant or to not be afraid to seek their help, because although I said earlier that humans are social beings, not everyone are born extroverts. So social psychologists can help us make more meaningful relationships with other people. And then for companies or organizations, I would strongly suggest to allot a budget for social psychologists, because they will be a really huge help in improving the workplace.
We learned that social psychology is a subfield of psychology that investigates the psychological foundations of social relationships and their consequences for individuals. As a whole, the study of social psychology may improve a person's social interactions and preparedness for the wide range of life's challenges they will inevitably face.